Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Light Novel Fiends podcast. This is episode 9.
9.
I'm the biggest gamer,
I'm Adamar.
and today we're going to be going over Absolute Resonance
Mm-hmm.
and our new recommendation book, Phoenix Requiem.
I'm not gonna lie, this week was spicy, bro.
Spicy week for both novels.
And guys, if you're caught up to the chapter on Wish World for Absolute Resonance, we actually picked the perfect chapter to leave off on because we got through the whole arc, and it was like they were about to leave to a different area, and we just stopped right there.
Mm-hmm.
That was Friday's chapter. Biggest Gamer and I both didn't read Saturday's chapter because we were just like,
One chapter, no.
it's not enough. We
Not
would
gonna
just
do
be
one
like,
chapter.
it would make me turn into like a daily reader again.
Yeah.
Because if I had, because you're just getting fed a little bit, you just keep coming back, and I'm like, no, I have to stop right here.
But Absolute Resonance went crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
You want to talk about where we left off before we go into it?
yeah, so we actually left off at a really bad spot
Horrible.
because it was in the middle of the coronation ceremony for the little prince, who is now the little princess.
Big princess.
Or little emperor is now the little empress,
Yeah.
whatever. Who
You keep going. I want to ask a question.
But yeah, and then they went further into that. The whole thing with the empress, because she's a girl now, is
We'll be calling her Empress from now on.
Yeah, because it's super dumb.
Yeah.
I thought it was the dumbest thing.
Ooh, biggest complaint.
Because that was like a huge ass pull, and then he didn't explain at all like why the former emperor did it in the first place.
Well, I think he did like a 2-paragraph explanation talking about like, oh, he knew he was a girl, and like he didn't want his brother to take power, so he like, with the power of the king, Pang Kuyon, what's his name? The king,
Yeah.
the king stage guy.
Yeah.
The
principal.
The principal, yeah, the principal. He helped him like set that seal on purpose.
Yeah.
But that's the only explanation we gave, and it was like, that's a pretty whack explanation, bro.
And you didn't tell the princess?
You didn't tell the first princess, or sorry, not the first princess, just the princess, who was she was one of the astral pillars.
Yeah.
So Gong Shuyan.
I don't remember her. I just call her the first princess.
Alright, let's just
because that's how they address her.
That's
the
how
whole
they address her
time.
most of the time. Yeah. So the first princess, she doesn't know. The own girl herself
Didn't know she was
10-year-old boy.
Honestly, that is a huge
Like,
that
what?
messes their mind. Like,
how
crazy.
do you not know your own gender?
Yeah.
Like, I don't even understand how that seal can work so well that he doesn't even know. She doesn't even know. Like, that's crazy to me. It doesn't make any sense.
No, I didn't like that at all.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and also, it doesn't explain how the regent found out.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it should have only been the principal and the father.
Yeah. So how did the regent ever find that out?
Yeah, how did he know?
Unless
he said the explanation was, so apparently the poison was the seal, right?
Yeah.
But that still didn't really explain anything.
I think my only thought that could also, guys, we found out the name of the group of people who are involved in like destroying the astral colleges.
The Origin
Reverse Institute.
I think it's Origin Reverse Institute.
Okay, Origin Reverse Institute.
Yeah.
And so I think the only explanation that I could come up with is that they had one of their king stage people come by and check the guy out, and he was like, "Oh, there's a seal."
Yeah.
And he saw it, but like
they must have figured it out or something.
that's the only way I could think they could figure it out, because it was probably the principal that said it. Yeah. So you're not gonna be able to really like
do it unless another king can.
But they did a horrible job explaining it. Yeah. And now that we know that the next chapter that we haven't started is Lulao, right? It's Lulao.
Lilu. It's Lilu.
Lilu.
Yeah,
I messed it up. All right, Lilu. He's going to the inner divine continent, so it's like we're not gonna get any more explanation on this.
No, like
it's over. Like that's what we got is what we got, and I don't like that at all.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that they're leaving, and like that whole all those people are just like
staying
irrelevant.
Yeah,
for like at least like a few hundred chapters.
I felt so bad about that, bro.
Yeah, I was always like kind of back and forth. I was like, so is this gonna be like
Night Star or like
Prince Yuan, where he just sticks with one girl the whole time? even though like it could have been perfectly normal for him to have like
couple friends.
Well, that one other girl that was literally in love with them.
Sue something.
Yeah.
Sue Yoyan.
Yeah, it was like Sue Yoyan.
Yeah, something like that.
I was just like, you literally to what like there was no issue, but whatever about that. And then for here, I was just like, I get it, like.
For who? What did you say?
For here, for like Lilu, like obviously, like you have, I feel like the author is like dancing around like with multiple girls right now because you have Bai Dodo. I don't. Or is it Bai Meng Meng?
Bai Meng Meng.
Yeah, and then Luke Kinger.
Yeah.
They're like going heavy with her.
Yeah.
I was like,
I stand her.
Even when she left, he literally said like the craziest quote. He was like, I hope like next time I see you, you're just as beautiful as.
Yeah, because like nobody has ever compared to you since then.
Beautiful as snow. I was like, bro, are you in love with her?
Bro, I think they were hinting it more and more since ever since they got back from the Holy Grail meet. I think they were hinting more that he's like starting to like see her more differently than as a friend. And so I think it's working, but he never confesses any of those feelings to her. He just like has his own little moments where he's like, "You're so pretty."
Yeah.
Like to himself. So she and like even at the end there, like you could see that she's like, "Oh, I think my love is gonna fail."
Yeah, and I was just like,
I was so hurt by that, and I actually ship her more than the light girl. To be honest.
Jiang Kinger.
Jiang Kinger.
Yeah.
How do you say it?
I was saying it's Jiang, like. Kinger, I think
it's like King A, cause it's like
John King A. Yeah, I think it's King A actually. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't like. I like that relationship.
They both have really nice relationships,
but I just prefer.
It's just like, Yeah, and it also sucks that it's like, the daughter, like Hongxi, or the mother.
Yeah.
It's just like, so it's first like me with his father, and now my daughter with the son. I was like, bro, author's doing this family dirty,
big dirty, bro.
And then like she doesn't even like know her dad that well.
It seems like there was some talk that she's gonna go meet her dad.
Yeah, and
she's gonna like train with him to get stronger. I'm assuming
maybe she'll make an appearance in the Interdivine Continent.
Because she very well could, because she's part of the Golden Bank.
Yeah,
the Golden Dragon Bank.
Golden Dragon Bank.
And so they're
and that's a top superpower in the world.
They're known to be as big as the Astro colleges or what do they call them? The something federation for the colleges.
Like the Academic Federation.
The Academic Federation, the Golden Dragon Bank, and the Origin Reverse Institute. They all seem like kind of like same level.
But I guess let's start with like what happened this latest arc. So after the coronation ceremony,
let's talk about what happened at the end, I guess, because we didn't get to the end last time. Remember?
Oh yeah, so basically
it was like cut off right in the middle.
Basically, like the regent was just like, take the power, and then everyone was just like splitting up. Like some people siding with the princess, some people siding with the regent.
No, before that.
What do you mean before that?
Oh no.
What
are you talking about? Right? Keep going.
In coronation ceremony.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like right after that.
Cause I'm saying because it was the same thing.
It is the same thing, but it was more heavy.
Yeah,
like,
but right here, it was like the school was taking obviously neutrals at the Golden Bank.
Yeah,
and then everyone was like, I guess only the principal could like stop him, and the principal sent like his. Not an avatar. He sent some power to Lulu.
Yeah, he sent a power.
And he started beating the crap out of the regent.
Facts.
Then, the Reverse Origin Institute came in and they burnt the tree.
The Tree of Resonant Power.
Yeah, which is like the foundation of all astral colleges. So it's like, and they kept explaining, it was like, this is so valuable. We're gonna like.
I have such a problem with this, bro.
Because it was like to the point where the vice principal was like, we will actually get punished because the tree got destroyed. I was like, damn, is that crazy?
But what, like you said just right now, bro, this Holy Grail, the Holy Dragon Grail, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
Is
that made
that's literally the purpose of it, is to like suppress others for 4 years.
Yeah,
like for 4 years you will not see another come out, and I'm assuming it doesn't just suppress them so that when it gets taken away they're like more powerful. I'm guessing it's like
it just seals like the cave.
Yeah, and like it seals like the void tear, I think is what it is. And so like, first of all, that thing was supposed to work, right? Didn't work. And then second, you asked Lilo for his dragon or his blood essence because it has Heavenly Emperor like power in it.
Yeah.
And you get that. You get 10 drops of it, which is not a little bit.
Yeah,
see me from how it's affected Lilu.
Yeah.
Like he's like that should really work first the Holy Dragon thing by itself, in my opinion, it should have worked. But then it added the 10 drops. I thought that was gonna like turn everything around. I thought like the second,
Yeah,
I thought
actually,
the second king was gonna show up and he was gonna be like, "Oh, I got 10 drops."
Yeah, I thought that was gonna be like the trump card.
Me
He's
too.
Like, yeah, I got this, and then I was like, it just wasn't anything. Useless. I was like, what?
So like, what I really was pissed about was that the Holy Dragon Grill by itself couldn't suppress the I think it's the Ethiopian king. How do you say it? Or
Ithian king.
Ithian king. The Ithian king. I thought it was just gonna suppress by the Holy Grail itself.
Yeah.
But then he was like, "Oh no, I have to use the 10 blood drops for this." Because remember, that's why he used the 10 blood drops.
That's why I was confused.
I was like, "That is horrible. You told me this Holy Dragon Girl would work, and now it's not working."
Yeah.
I was so pissed, bro. You can see I'm getting agitated because I was just like, it was so useless.
I was reading that the whole time, thinking I was like, "This is like not."
Yeah.
Like the.
It doesn't make sense.
It was useless.
Yeah. Him. You hyped up this item that is trash.
And then they just like they destroy the tree. Shin Jaxiao, the guy, oh my god, he's crazy.
I also think the power levels there did not work in my eyes. Like, how is it? Like, I understand
because there's like a bunch of dukes.
Yeah, and he's one guy, and I guess they did have a couple corrupted dukes.
Yeah,
but he was a 7th grade duke, the guy from the Reverse Order Institute.
Kid,
and he's taking on, in my opinion, in my head, like my head canon, they didn't put a number, but I'm just assuming he's taking on like 20 dukes, and there's like probably, I'm gonna say 20 dukes against him, and then like maybe 4 corrupted dukes. That's my head canon because he didn't put numbers out. So I'm assuming it's like 4, like 1 or 2 stage dukes, and then they have like 20 dukes fighting against these 5 people. And he's basically like 1 versus 15ing these people. And like, how did you see it? Did you see something like that, or
Yeah, because that's why I was like a little confused because I was like, maybe there's like a lot more like corrupted like violent embrace teachers than like they were letting on.
I wish you would have given some numbers.
Yeah, because the only numbers
to like imagine it.
The only numbers there was the vice principal, which was basically like, so vice principal's strongest is a 4th grade.
It's the 4th grade duke. Yeah.
And no one else was that much stronger. Yeah. So I'm just like wondering if like how big the difference between each stage is.
And then the duke is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I understand. I just
did he have a treasure on him? Actually, I can't remember if he did.
I don't think he did. He had the Black Lotus that destroyed the
tree.
But once after that, then the Duke showed up and they like he burnt the power.
You know what it was? Because Shin Jaxi was also 6th grade.
But he didn't participate in that fight.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Which is why, like, if he participated, I would have been like, okay. He pops out 6th grade Duke, and it's like, all right, these both guys are higher than you. Like, usually if there's one person higher than you, you might be able to get them with numbers. But if there's 2 people,
it's
a couple stages above, like, you're not gonna.
They're gonna max you out.
Yeah, they're gonna max you out, and it's like, I think the author would have done like better. If he was like half of the Dukes got corrupted. Even if he would have said like a third. Yeah, like a third got corrupted, I'd be like, understandable, because a third got corrupted. A third need to take care of it. Yeah. They gotta like, like restrain them.
Yeah, because they're on the defense.
And then if there's another third trying to fight the kid, the 7th grade Duke, I'm assuming then there's only like probably like between 5 and 10 Dukes, and then I'm like, understandable. But like how he described it, it made it seem like there was like 3 corrupted Dukes. And then, like,
and he was just maxing out a bunch of them.
Yeah, he was just like tanking, bro.
Honestly, my thing with the whole Astral Sage College like neutrality thing was annoying me the entire time I was reading this.
Bro, they're so like wishy-washy on it.
No, I honestly, after reading, obviously we always have to reference 9-star here.
We do every episode.
So honestly, after like the neutrality thing in 9-star, like that always pissed me off. Like, I understand like neutrality in like normal times, but in literally like times where like there's like a side versus side, and like there's a clear distinction between which like side is like doing what, because obviously like you don't want to say there's good versus bad, but sometimes when one side is trying to actively screw over like everyone else, but you're like, I'm staying neutral, that just pisses me off.
I completely agree. Like,
well, what is the logic there? Like, why are you staying neutral when what happens if the
bad side,
or the side that's like trying to take advantage of people wins? Like, you're next. Like, they're gonna take advantage of you. You can't do anything.
I forget what It might have been 9 star, honestly, but it was like a quote where he was like, I think it was 9 star, where he was like I'll find out on my allies, and then whoever's neutral is even worse because they're just trying to take advantage of both sides. I think it was definitely 9 star.
I
That
think
he
it
said
definitely
that,
was.
and like it makes so much sense because like sooner or later, like if you're the neutral party, like you might get advantage either way, but like there's like sometimes it's like your neutrality will just cause you harm at the end. Like just like you said, like they'll turn on you next. You know, why not?
That's why I was also like at the school, like I know it's a rule set down by the like federation, because it makes sense, because you don't want the federation to like interfere in like the politics of like the kingdoms that they set grounds on.
For sure,
But
I like that rule.
But if the kingdom is actively like undermining
the federation,
or like your college, because like they clearly like it's the thing with like one Chichan, their mentor, and then two Shinjaxia, like he was getting away with it, like
getting away with he was getting away with murder almost.
Like and like there was so many like accusations around him. There was like literally his fiance, Jang, how was her name again? Jang Kinge.
Yeah.
She was literally like, this guy, like, I have a heart of light. Like, this guy's literally has malicious intentions towards me. Yeah. They're like, okay, we'll just switch your teacher. I was like,
and mind you, she is the most promising student they have ever had in the history of the college. 9th grade residence, rare even in the inner divine continent, and she is super like dedicated to cultivation. So she's like about that life, and she's gonna be like super strong.
So,
and you truly just said, you know, you might be right, but let's just switch tutors.
So it's like not only do you have her credibility, you've also had a bunch of these shady like
happenings
things. It's like I understand circumstantial evidence, but there comes a point where it's like, okay, it doesn't matter how circumstantial it is, or if you don't have like enough physical evidence. There's a certain point where it's like, okay, this person is like involved in too many things, and you even had like. She even like tried to like accuse him, right? And I think she was trying to use an artifact or something, and it didn't work on him.
I think there was different things that happened. I remember one was that when he called over the Ethian king.
Yeah.
Then she got infected. Like, remember she got corrupted.
Chichan. But I was talking about the principal, the vice principal. Remember she like interrogated him.
Oh, she did interrogate him one time, and I remember they like kept watch outside of his house when the house meet was going on.
Yeah,
but he was like doing it all from inside of his house, so they couldn't see shit.
No, it was just like.
But I want to say I do agree with you about like when there's enough like circumstantial evidence, like in this world. I'm not talking about this in our world, guys. Yeah, different stances, okay? But like in that type of world, where like somebody being traitor can cause such harm, like I'm not saying you kill the guy, but like expel him.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Like if he's fully like,
or put like a tail on him or something. Like you need to actually investigate.
Like there's a whole dude who was saying that he is like working with others, and others are known as literally they're the whole reason for your existence.
Their whole enemy.
Yeah, like that's your biggest enemy. The only reason you guys are a thing is to suppress these others and make sure they don't destroy the world. And you have somebody who might be colluding with them, and you're like, we don't have any hard evidence. What can we do? And it's like, well, your tree of resonant power got destroyed. What can you do?
Well, for the others part, I won't blame them for that. But it's just more like the fact that he was kind of malicious, right?
Yeah.
That they didn't even like try to investigate. Like when she told him like she knew he had malicious intentions towards him, because they know that she has a heart of light.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
They knew it. They know how it functions. So that's why I was like, when they told us about her heart of light, and when she said like, yeah, that's how I knew he had bad intentions towards me, I was like, then why didn't they investigate him in the first place? Like this was no investigation. This is literally like the best type of
excuse. So like reason.
Yeah, like to actually investigate. It's like, oh, a heart of light. Like this is not the type of thing like you can like lie about. Yeah, exactly. Like that's like that's the most reliable thing. And I was just like, okay, you know what? When she was like all depressed and everything, I was like, you know what? You deserve it. I'm sorry. Like you were incompetent. The principal incompetent.
Well, honestly,
there's a lot of incompetence going on
I
at the
don't
higher
fault
up.
the principal as much because he literally could not move from
He
his
wasn't there
location.
that too much. Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, I won't fault him too much, but I feel like since he's known about the regent's ambition,
yeah. He should
they
put
should
something like a
there should have
tail
been
or
more
something.
warning
Yeah. Okay, I
to the
agree with you on that.
school, because like there is a lot, like basically what they told us, like what happened in the Black Kingdom. Is that what it's called? The Black Empire?
I think it's something along those lines.
Black Wind Empire? It's like something like
Yeah,
that.
something like that.
So with like, okay, like someone, there's like a traitor
Mm-hmm.
in the kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
and like it let others in and did all this stuff. In a world like this where others literally take advantage of the greed in your heart, the guy who is literally trying to usurp the throne, you think he's not going to use any means necessary to usurp the throne, and in his blindness for greed does something literally like this that gets the kingdom destroyed.
I think one thing I'll give him a little slack on here is that I think he should have at least had some sort of warning to the other, like the principal should have told the college, like maybe like look deeply into what's happening. But I won't put like the other problem on him because he didn't know about any of that.
I won't put that on him because he's like, literally fighting the other king.
Yeah, and so he knew that they were gonna like stop the king, but he didn't realize it was gonna like do what it did.
Yeah.
But they still, like, the college or somebody should have put like somebody investigating this, not just let it. They basically just let it go. They're like, yeah, what happens.
And then everything just unfolded. And they were just like, how could this happen? Yeah. And I was like,
your negligence caused it to happen.
And then there's the stuff with the house meat. Honestly, that kind of annoyed me.
Oh, that pissed me off, bro.
They were like, just abandon like the thing if last point. And then obviously the parents told them too. But honestly, I was annoyed by that because I was just like,
it's it's basically like straight up martial rule what he did there.
Yeah. And
I didn't like that none of the other houses like stepped up, because it's like if he does it at one house where he's just like, let me like F all pretenses, like I'm just literally coming to steal your stuff.
Yeah.
That's what he did at the end, and everybody was just like, nice job. And they didn't care, bro. And it's like,
and honestly, when he was accusing them of that, I feel like the school definitely had more than enough right to step in and protect them. And honestly, I was like expecting something like that, but when the parents came, that's why I was like, I lost a lot of faith in the school. So when it got destroyed, I was like, you know what? I was really hoping they weren't staying. That's why I was glad when they said they were going to the interview. I was like, thank God, you do not need to clean up their damn mess. These guys were ignorant and incompetent, and they gotta go like clean it up. And she was like, yeah, can you ask for a favor when you get there? I was like, get out of here. Go.
I didn't think the favor was too much though. This favor was light, bro.
She was like, yeah. It was funny though. He was like, so she's like the principal. She's asking old enemy for a favor. That's tough.
That is very tough.
Kind of lower her head, but I was like, you know what? Deserve everything that's coming to you. I may be hating. That's just how I feel.
I think. When did I lose faith in the college? I think I lost faith in the college when the drops, the blood work of Lilo. Say it again. Lilo?
Yeah.
Lilo. All right, I got it.
Or it's either Liluo.
Let's say Lilu. Li what? You said it again. Say it one more time.
So you can either say Lilo or Liluo. Liluo probably makes more sense.
All right, Liluo. All right. Liluo, when his blood didn't work, his blood essence didn't work, after the Holy Grail was hyped up, I was like, oh, you guys are useless. That's when I thought. I was like, you guys are useless. The item that's meant to suppress, didn't suppress, and the Heavenly Emperor blood, like, was like just the bonus. So what are you saying? Without that, like, the Ethiopian king or the Ethiopian king wouldn't have even been suppressed? That's like my headcanon from that. And that made me really disappointed. And then during the coronation, when they were just like the Federation was just being so like passive, bro. And it's like, you know what happens if he like takes over? Like, it's not beneficial for the college. And like, I understand that they shouldn't interview. I always think of it as like they shouldn't interfere with the Empire, but like the Federation should have like, they should look out for the best for the Empire, because that means they get the best people. Yeah, that helps them suppress the others. You know,
it's just because it depends on what. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah.
But, like, they just didn't do enough job of like knowing their opposition.
Yeah. And then Shen Jiao, how do you say his name?
Shinjaxia.
Jaxia.
That guy's crazy.
He's crazy as hell.
But honestly, his
I like him as a villain though.
Yeah.
To be honest, he's a good villain. I'll give him that. I hate him.
He was deep. He was deep in the scheming.
He's scheming hard. A deep schemer. No traces.
No remorse.
No remorse. Honestly, he's the most cold-blooded villain I've ever seen. I think he gives no Fs. He's been there for, I'm gonna just throw out a number, 5 years. I'm assuming probably more.
Probably a lot longer.
What do you think? 10, 15?
Since he's like a 6th grade Duke, probably like at least 10 years.
All right, let's say 10 years. He's been there for 10 years, and this man does not care about a single person in that whole college. He's like, y'all could all die. No care. No care in the world. He's like, y'all could all die and I don't care at all. And he's like, it's your negligence. What can I do? And it's like, wow. The way he was talking, bro, and I felt like he fully meant it, you know? Mm-hmm. He was like, I'm in a search for power. Y'all can't give it to me.
Yeah.
He was a good villain. Mm-hmm. He still is a good villain.
I mean, I think he's done.
I think he's only going to be used as a stepping stone next time Li Luo comes back. Yeah. He's going to come back like 5th grade Duke. And then like Shen Jaxiao is gonna be like an 8. He's gonna be like, oh, I recovered, and now I'm actually a 7th grade Duke who's hit the high level.
Yeah.
And then Li Luo is gonna be like, get stepped on.
So what happened after they burnt the tree? Mm-hmm. The principal was like, all right, I gotta. He used a seal with the Heavenly Emperor like Li token that Lilo had from the house. Mm-hmm. He sealed them up for they said like 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
So it'll probably, honestly, based on how authors do this, it'll probably be 2 years. They'll probably be fighting by the time Lilu comes back.
I bet you it's a year and 10 months.
Year and 10 months?
They always do that. When they say 2 to 3 years, they go to the lowest end and then they subtract a month or two to be like extra like crazy. You know? Yeah. They always do that.
But either way, so after that, they opened up a river of what's it called?
Corruption?
Yeah, which is like all the negative emotions from the human race. And opened in the capital, so it literally cut the whole kingdom in half. So the regent went north and the princess went south.
I have a question for you, bro. How do you feel about the corruption? It just like stops at some point. I was like confused by that. I'm like, once it's open, I'm assuming if you don't close the tear, it's just gonna continuously spread. But it seems like how they're explaining it is that like it's gonna hit like I think it was like 5,000 miles is what they said, or 5,000 kilometers. It's gonna have a circumference of 5,000 kilometers, and then like it won't spread past there. And it's like that is right. They didn't like. Well, how do you think about that? I didn't like that.
Well, I think about it like it's like if it like a nuke drops, right? Mm-hmm. There's only a certain amount of like radiation that spreads, right?
Well, I would agree with that, but they make it seem as if like there's a other world and they're coming out of it. So there's not a set amount. Like there's not.
Well, the river of corruption might be limited.
Okay, so you think the others are limited by the river of corruption?
No. I'm saying like what they're releasing is river of corruption, right?
But then like you think the others are just inside the river?
No. So I think the way they explained it was, so he released the river of corruption.
Okay.
Yep. But everything else got sealed. The river of corruption, but it's still leaking out.
Okay.
So he sealed as much as possible, and that's the thing is
creating the others.
Yeah, and that's the thing that's why it stops at a certain part. But once the seal undone, then everything just keeps spreading.
Oh, then they can spread as far as they want.
It's not like when the seal comes undone, it just stays there.
Oh, okay.
That was just like what's left, what's leaked out.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense. I was very confused by that. I was like,
why
wouldn't they just like infect the whole world?
Yeah. Because that's why they kept saying this is gonna be an others hotbed because it's gonna keep going.
Okay. I like that. You see, this is why I come to you for this. But they. Bro, tell me how laughable it was that they fully expected an ambush and they still got.
I know. They still got. I was just like, yo, what?
Bro, and then I need to get off of this, guys. Imagine you just see a trap right there and you're just like, I'm gonna step on it. Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, and then honestly, that further lowered my
Trust in the
trust in the.
college. You're
Yeah, 'cause
like,
she
well,
was just
come
like,
on.
she came over. She's like, you ignited your heart of light. I was like, oh my god, this
Useless.
college is not helping at all. No one's coming in for the save. There's no Jiraiya at this college, bro.
No, buddy. How do you feel about the Lee Luo's family and the different
Honestly,
lines?
I'm hoping like he goes Long Chen on them, bro.
Oh, me too.
I'm hoping he goes in there and just starts
This
whacking.
this is my clan.
And so clearly one thing, well, it's lineage because the Heavenly Emperor Lee bloodline has multiple lineages.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah,
kind of like he probably had like three sons called carry on
and
lineage.
then just all it's just constantly spread out. But essentially, like the way they explained it, like his father was like the number one genius.
Yep.
And he married like his wife, which is a
outsider.
commoner.
Yeah.
She wasn't just an outsider. I think
she was a commoner too.
Based on the way they described her, like they said, like she didn't come from a good background.
Oh, that's true.
So I'm assuming it was commoner. And then there must have been some group that didn't like him, and they.
I think it was the Dragon Fang lineage.
No, that's his lineage.
Oh, then it was the.
No.
You sure?
Yeah, that's the name of his lineage.
Okay, Dragon Fang.
And then there's some group that they didn't name.
They didn't name.
They didn't name it.
They didn't.
They didn't.
Because the two people who came after him, they were of different lineages.
No, they weren't.
I think they were.
No, they're both of the same lineage.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm talking about the people that chased his father.
Oh, okay, no.
They didn't name that organization.
Okay.
But there's people who who wanted to kill his dad, and then they said like no one was willing to protect him, so he had to leave.
Okay.
And then they got injured, and that's probably why Lilo was born with 3 blank palaces.
Yeah.
Because he was injured as a kid. But then they said like they weren't willing to protect him because of his wife, which is like to me, I'm just like,
it makes no sense.
Okay, like he married.
She was trash.
She's not like a flowery vase type.
Yeah.
She's literally like she's like
stronger than him. Yeah.
So I'm just like wondering like what's going on. So clearly maybe she's not a commoner, but something's wrong with her background.
Yeah. And actually, that's a good point because they did say there was like a whole nother group that's like apart from the lineage because there's like faction in the lineages, right?
Yeah, there's like a mountain group.
Yeah, the mountain group, and they have like different factions. And so they made it clear that there's one other faction that was going against him, but there was a whole separate group that I think is outside of the lineage that was trying to get him as well.
So I hope like when he goes there and finds out, I hope he's like starts murking people.
Oh yeah.
Like from his own lineage.
Me too.
I'm just hoping like he kills those dumb elders.
I don't know about it.
No, I think he needs to do a little.
I think he does need to do a little killing.
I think he needs to be ruthless here.
I don't think he needs to full out like call the bloodline though.
No, not call the bloodline. Okay. To the point where like they regret.
Like the perpetrators, get the perpetrators for sure.
And then he needs to put a little fear into the people who, even though they weren't
like they were implicit,
them, but they're they'll be like, all right, you pull this again, you're next.
Yeah.
Type thing.
All right, I agree with that.
And then obviously the people who chased him and everyone else.
Yeah, they all gotta go.
Yeah,
they all gotta go.
And so, I'm expecting a lot from the Divine Continent.
Oh, me too.
Like
a ton.
Battle of Elites type.
I'm expecting. Honestly, I think it was the only way they could have done it. I think we talked about this last time. I just think he was too big of a fish for his pond at this point.
Yeah, like, that's why we were wondering like how are they gonna get him away with the college? But
for 4 years,
they destroyed the college.
That makes a lot of sense because I think he can get through. Like even they said it, they're only halfway through the year, and he's a fiend palace.
Yeah,
and almost nobody does in the outer Divine Continent, or they call it the East Divine Continent.
Yeah, East. Yeah, they're like the East outer Divine Continent.
East outer Divine Continent, and so in the inner Divine Continent, I'm assuming that like while it's not common, there's gonna be like 3 or 4 other people in his class that are like fiend palace people. I don't think it's gonna be common though.
So I think like when they see his talent,
he has to be like cream of the crop, bro.
Well, because the teacher that's bringing King A to the college is like, yeah, you'd be an elite amongst elite.
Oh yeah, that's true.
At that college still. So I think like when they see it, he'll face some suppression, obviously, because that's just how it goes. Yeah. But I hope like he gets enough resources because like he can technically make all of his residents 9th grade. without
Yeah,
issue.
we can keep it
so
going.
I'm hoping like that happens at some point, and he learns how to like, because clearly his bloodline has power. So I hope like they start doing all this.
Something about the bloodline.
Crazy, like strong.
One thing that I really I want him to get all his resonances up in power, because I think at the moment his dragon resonance is like 6th grade.
Yeah.
And then the wood one with the little bit of earth, I think it is. I think that one's like lower 7th.
Yeah.
And then the water light one is like 8th, low 8th grade.
Is it? I thought it was upper 7th.
I definitely hit 8th grade.
Hit 8th?
Because I'm pretty sure his. Actually, no, I'm not sure. Because
it's either upper 7th or lower 8th.
Yeah, that's true. Because but I remember he has like 8th grade water source now. You know, the thing stuff. But I'm not. That could be.
It could be like a grade ahead of like what he had.
So I'm not exactly sure. But I fully expect all of those within like 100 chapters. I think all of those are 8th grade.
No.
Yeah.
No way.
I think that's gonna be like his main mission there. Like
if that happens in 100 chapters, that would have to be like something. He would have to do something crazy for them to give him like that many resources, or like some kind of like.
You don't think he shows out, bro?
I think he shows out, but I think there's just gonna be a lot of people who are just like, "Oh, you're his son."
Okay, that's true. How do you think? Where do you think they go from here? Because this is very open ended right now. The author can go anywhere. He can make this like.
I think we're gonna be spending a lot of time with the family for a while.
Yeah. And then, do you think, as soon as the year ends for his 2nd year, he goes to like that super college?
Yeah.
And meets his wife.
I think he saves King A.
Yeah, he gets
her
the
join up to college.
Yeah.
Everyone like wants to propose to King A.
He
has to fight them all off.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then, yeah, it's honestly hard to see where it goes. There'll probably be like some kind of like another like expedition into the others where they fight them off. I don't think we'll see his parents for a while.
I don't think we see them for like.
And then
double the chapters.
Yeah, and then because they'll probably be. I think we'll spend the next 4 years like in the Inner Divine Continent. Yeah. And then he becomes a duke. I think he goes.
Way before that though.
Huh?
Way before that 4-year time.
Oh yeah, 100%. I think like,
in 4 years he might be like upper duke.
I think like right now, if I was him, it would be to make everything 9th grade.
Yeah.
Because then his cultivation speed will soar because it's 3 9th grades.
Yep.
And then like focus on his foundation because like that's clearly like what
a little shaken. Yeah.
And then after that, like once he becomes a duke, is to go find the second part of the godly. What's it called? Like the godly wheel.
Oh, the godly forging art or something.
Godly forging wheel. I think for the king stage and above. And then I think he heads back to Outer Divine Continent to deal with the Jacques Kingdom, and then he comes back for like some other reason, like probably to do with the others. Actually, no, he does that, and then he goes to the Nobles battlefield.
All right,
that's my prediction.
I like that prediction. I want to throw in a quick caveat because I forgot something that's important. So I was gonna say that he was gonna be like he's gonna show out like crazy when he goes back to the clan, but I forgot that the reason why he was able to hit Fiend Palace is because of his bloodline. And since he's going back to the family, I'm assuming everybody has that same power.
Oh.
And they all like know about it. So they like fast forward. They're going from a Resonant Master to a Fiend to a Fiend Emperor or a Fiend General.
Yeah.
So I think he's still gonna be like seen as pretty good, but his cultivation is not gonna be like light years ahead because they all have that power. So I feel like I had to put in that caveat because that's important. Sure. Because they're all gonna be able to have that same thing, you know. Unless he has like special Heavenly Emperor blood, which I doubt. I think he's just like.
Yeah, it's probably all the same.
Yeah.
Actually, one thing we should mention is the fight with Shen Jaxio. I think we completely skipped over
that. Yeah.
So he ambushed them.
Yeah.
And they fought. So they were fighting the 3 dukes. The one
do something. The Duze, the house of Duze.
I think with Duke Duz.
Yeah,
that was his name.
Yeah.
And they fought Chichon and Ox Baibao.
Yeah, Ox Baibao.
And obviously he was a 6th grade Duke, and he was like, it was going back and forth.
Shen Jaxia was a 6th grade Duke.
Yeah, and then he basically like defeated them. Liluo used his the plaque, the Heavenly Emperor bloodline, to destroy 3 of his bourbons.
I think it's
Berg Fiends.
Yeah.
Which is like basically just think of like a core for his like dukes.
Looks like a castle.
And then he was about to do it again, but then King A ignited her Heart of Light, which is what Shinjaku was after because he had a heart or had a devil resonance and he wanted to use it to increase it. Yeah. But then King A was like, nope. And then she destroyed his other 6, so he
his other 3.
Yeah, his other 3. So he lost all 6, became instantly crippled, which is why I think he's gonna get stomped on immediately when Lilo and them come back. And then her Heart of Light getting sacrificed is why they had to go to the college because that was the only place that could stop it. And then he needs to go find the treasure to like completely heal her.
I think it was a little of an asshole. Now that we're talking about it.
Yeah, I agree.
That he has all 6 Bergfrieds destroyed, and he still escapes.
Yeah,
that makes no sense. I
thought he was dying right there.
I thought he was gonna die because Ox Bao Bao couldn't like.
No, honestly, that's why I was pissed because I was like, why when he got hurt did he not break out of that spell and just kill him?
I thought like once he got hurt, like the spells would evaporate.
Yeah,
and then they would come out and they would stomp him.
Yeah,
but somehow the spells continuously work. So I'm guessing it was just like a fixed energy input that he sends out. And then I was like, all right, that would make a little bit of sense. But like as soon as he's like, as soon as his 6 Bergfrieds are destroyed, like this man should have gotten stopped.
Yeah,
I really dislike that he got away. Yeah. Like he shouldn't have got away. Like they didn't say he used a special item that like is good for.
He just got away.
He just.
I was just like,
he's like just disappear. I was like,
what?
It's like it's like this power. Have you ever played Kingdom Hearts?
No.
All right. Well, if you guys ever played Kingdom Hearts, there's this thing called an Organization 13, and basically they have this power where they just like summon a black portal. And they can like travel through worlds, and like the whole thing is you have to travel through worlds in that game, and you like free up the darkness and all the worlds, right? And like these people have this magical ability where they can just like portal, and then they just go to a different world, right? And it's so annoying because they can just get away with like that. And so it fully feels like he just did that. He was just like portal of teleportation,
it got
and
away.
Then he just got away. It was like Chen Rui. He was just like, I'm gone.
Yeah, I was just like, what?
Literally, and I did not like that at all. I think he should have died. Even though I know he's literally just gonna be a huge stepping stool later on.
He's either a huge stepping stone or he becomes a crazy villain.
Oh, if he becomes a crazy villain, that'd be a curve.
Yeah,
because that means he'd have to reach like max out Duke.
Yeah,
and I think he comes back next time we see him and he's like a 7 Bergfried.
Yeah, I can see that.
And he's like an upper Duke and he gets that world something. That upper grade Dukes get. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
It's like World Extermination something. I don't know. I think I'm thinking of something else. It's like World something. They got a world space that's like special to upper grade Dukes. So Dukes that are ranked 7 through 9. And I guess it gives them like a lot of power.
Like a domain or something.
Yeah. But that was a great 60 chapters. So I think it was around 60 chapters.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
Some ass pulls, but for the most part it was interesting. Yeah. So I'm excited for the Interdivine Continent and we'll see what happens there.
I think I was very frustrated at certain points with like how the author just like the ass pulls that you're talking about, but like I really like how he describes things and the fights are really good. So I'm gonna gloss over it. I'm glossing over it, but I want you to know the rating went down a bit in my head. It was going so fabulous. I think in my head it was like a 9. Until then, I think it dropped the whole point for me. I think it's an 8 now. Cause like it was crazy ass pulling he was doing this whole like last 70 chapters. He was just like throwing caution to the wind.
Yeah.
No, it's like I didn't like it, but still good, guys. Still good. If you haven't read it, read it. Should throw spoiler tag up, but. Too late. You got anything else before we go to Phoenix Requiem?
No.
All right. Hey guys, I just want to say before we go to Phoenix Requiem, next week we will be talking about 9-star or what are we talking about? Is it 9-star or Keyboard Immortal?
I think it's Keyboard Immortal.
Keyboard Immortal will have as of right now we have 40 chapters, so by next week we'll probably have like 45.
Yeah, it's probably Keyboard Immortal. I know you want to read 9-star.
I'll wait another week.
But the thing is like it's always Keyboard Immortal then 9-star.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. All right, so we're putting it in here because I think the last 2 weeks we forgot both times to tell you what we're reading next time. So next week is Keyword Immortal and obviously Phoenix Requiem. Guys, like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, LN Fiends at LN Fiends. We put it in the comments for you. But all right, Phoenix Requiem, bro. First 50 chapters. How do you feel about young Ruyan?
It's a Yun, not young.
Yun, yeah, Yun.
Honestly, so this is a clear so this is a rebirth, not reincarnation.
Yeah.
Novel, Revenge Rebirth.
Mm-hmm.
It's been interesting so far. Particularly, I have like a love-hate relationship with revenge novels, mostly because the build-up can kind of like either be really great or really bad. There's a point where I'm just like, bro, just get your revenge, move on, get over it, or just get it over with.
Yeah, okay.
Right now, it's not too bad. I think it's a little slow. I think it's a little slow with the revenge.
Okay.
I think right now, because I mean, we clearly know the answers, like based on all the hints they've given us so far on what happened. And I thought like it would be more the main character, like she would be less like oblivious to it and like see all the hints.
Yeah.
But I guess like she needs to figure it out more. I don't know how they're gonna do that because they clearly just like there's like no evidence.
Yeah.
Other than like the author just kind of like just telling us straight up from all the hints.
Yeah.
The relationships are really weird.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to make of it right now. I feel like everything's kind of moving fast with that. So it's like slow with the revenge, fast with like the relationships, and then just kind of a little muddled in between.
Okay. I think for me, one thing I really like about this novel, about the rebirth, because like I think sometimes rebirth, like just you said, sometimes it takes way too long. Like sometimes it'll be the first 500 chapters, like him going through his old life or her. And actually, shout out, this is our first female lead novel we've ever covered on the channel, guys. I was very happy. We just added this one on the wheel. We do a random wheel every month to pick our new novel, and this is our first female novel lead, and I really wanted to read it. I was happy we got it picked on its first try. And so, because I know there's a novel on there that you want to read that's been there for like 3 months now. We haven't read it, but I enjoyed the fact that the rebirth isn't like her. Like while it is her, I think like 3 years down the line, or is it five? Five. It's her 5 years down the line. But the amount of information that she has that's valuable to like her present self back in the past is like not that much.
It doesn't give her a huge advantage.
Yeah.
But like,
and I like the fact that it's not like she's lived a full like 10 years.
Yeah.
And like the first like 500 chapters is gonna be like her playing everybody with her background knowledge.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes I like that, like The Regrets Demon Lord is Kind.
Yeah.
Like he knew almost everything, right?
Yeah.
But that one was good.
His character was like a lot. He was like smart from like like that was in his character.
Yeah. And he changed his like his actual.
Yeah, that was a good like burn for revenge.
Yeah. And he like changed his whole character changed, so it was different, right?
Yeah.
Because he was just going through a new path of life. But obviously, this girl is going through a new path of life, but she's like wants to change, like how she goes about her life, right? And so I like that it's like a very short. She doesn't have that much insider knowledge to help her, and I like that because for this novel, I think it would kill it if it was like she had like 10 years of future knowledge. You know?
Yeah.
I think it would kill it for me. But I really like how she only knows like a limited amount of things. One thing I'm not gonna lie to you that is really tough for me is the fact that she has two sisters and their names are so similar, bro.
I know.
It took me about 30 chapters.
She's a brother too. That's all.
And she has a brother. Yeah, she has a brother too. It took, guys, good luck. It took me about 30 chapters because there's young Ruyan, who is the main character. Young Ru Yao, I think is the big sister. And young Ruyu, who is the little sister, and then
young
Ruyo, who is the brother. And they're like, when you read like all four of those names in like in the same like 3 paragraphs, I'm not gonna lie, there was a couple times where I had to go back and I'd be like, wait, where is she in this? because I was like until around chapter 30, I wasn't 100% sure whose point of view it was, and so that one really was tough for me. And I think maybe the author like I don't know. I think that's just like an issue with like the way their names are so similar that it's hard to really know who's who at the beginning of the novel when you don't know anybody.
Yeah, that's one thing I don't like. I'm just like, bro, these names are just way too similar.
And they're like the guys. There's some of them are a separation of one letter.
Yeah.
So it's just like like, I think maybe it's easier in Chinese.
Yeah.
But like this is a Chinese novel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It might be easier in Chinese, but in English, so tough. So tough.
I cannot understand.
That one thing was very hard for me. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I was struggling with it too.
Okay. One thing I like about this novel, I like the fighting. The fighting's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I really like the fighting. I think the only one
the cultivation ranks is a little
fuzzy.
They haven't really explained it too much.
As if they explain it right now, I'm gonna be pissed if they don't expand on it because
it's pretty basic.
I think I would be okay if I knew more of like what it is now. But the thing I was upset about is they made it seem that there's like 9 ranks of there's like only one stage. It's just like you're a blade master. I think that's what it's called, and they have 9 ranks in that, and then at 9th you're peak. But like young kids can be like 7th rank.
Yeah.
So I'm like, there must be like more stages to this that they haven't told us about. Because I'm like, there's no way like a 9th rank battle master is peak. But when you literally have somebody in like a disciple test at 6th rank, you know, that doesn't make sense. So obviously there's another stage. So I know they'll go into it. But if they don't, I'll be upset.
Yeah.
But I like the fighting. I like the pill stuff.
Yeah, this will be an alchemy novel.
I like the pill stuff. I think her luck's a little like crazy with how she found some stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. Like I just said okay. Like, all right, I'll give it to you, but like how? You know?
Yeah, we'll see how they do her relationships with some of the guys in the novel.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'll be interesting.
Yeah, I think that'll be very interesting. And I was almost upset at a certain point because of one of the guys she met.
Yeah.
And I was like, girl, you falling for him like this? Like, you didn't learn your past lesson?
Yeah.
But then it seems like she does. But I think one thing that's going to be very tough for the author that I'm going to be looking out for is how she, how she becomes trusting with people. Because that's been a very big thing through the first 50 chapters is like her trust.
Yeah.
And you can see that she's like, doesn't know what to do. And like I want to see how that goes, but I think it's been pretty good so far. How she's been like trusting certain people more and certain people less. Yeah. Like I actually really like what she did near the end of the 50 chapters in the little like the arc they had going on with her sisters and stuff. I like how she handled that at the end. I'm not gonna lie, bro. The first 50 chapters they were very complete, guys. Like I feel like the first 50 chapters gives you like.
They told a lot. Yeah.
It's a solid like 2 arcs.
A lot of background.
Yeah, and it's like, and it ends at a very good spot. Like if you read just the first 50 chapters, you'll get a lot of knowledge on this book. I want to know what they do for the next 50, but the first 50, they're very solid. They didn't seem like no wishy-washy information, you know?
Yeah. So this novel's only like 500 chapters.
I think it's 42. So like, yeah, 500.
So we'll be reading half the novel. So
yeah,
we'll definitely be having a very good impression of whether or not you should read the novel.
Very true. Mm-hmm. But yeah, honestly, I kind of liked it. The only couple things I'd say that are iffy on me is like how she finds certain things. I just was like her treasure finding ability is like wow. Like some of it's like I like some of the treasure finding she did. But you know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know exactly.
There's a specific treasure find that you guys are gonna be like, okay,
that like, just came out of nowhere.
Like what? And then like you just got, you basically got a Deus Machina to like, you just dug it up. Like I found treasure. Like it doesn't make any sense. That one I didn't like. One thing I don't think they explain very well is that like she's kind of seems like a little badass in fighting. Mm-hmm. But they don't ever they say she trains, but they don't talk about it.
No, they don't talk about it.
I want to hear what she was doing inside training because they keep saying like her footwork is so cool.
Yeah, I was like, when did she practice?
When did she practice said footwork? Like
she wasn't in the gym just going like
exactly.
She wasn't struggling or doing something like with like some like teacher in like the background who's secretly teaching her. It was just like, oh, she just had good footwork. I was like, is this off intuition or?
And like the rebirth clearly states like, this is like the first chapter, guys. So like the first, like her 3 years of living, and then she rebirthed after. She rebirthed 5 years in the past, but she so in those 5 years, she just, it seems like she was just like inside a house like sweeping all day.
Yeah.
Is that what you got? Yeah. So she seems like she's just sweeping all, like being a housewife basically, right? Being a very traditional like Chinese housewife and not doing anything.
Yeah.
So like all of a sudden she comes back and she's like, oh, I'm actually like a master at the sword, and like my footwork's crazy. I think I would believe the master of the sword part if they would have said in her like past life that she was training low key, but like it clearly states that she like really wasn't. It seems like she gave up once she married that guy, and so like I don't know, man. I was like, there's a little bit of assholes. I need some more explanations on that.
Yeah, I don't want to see like where the revenge goes.
Yeah, the revenge too.
I wonder if it happens early or later. I really hope they don't wait till the end.
Yeah,
I'd rather just kind of like they go get it done with, because they also at her when she died, there is clearly another subtle meaning there about, because someone went up to her when she died.
It's like you read Divine Throne of Primordial Blood.
Yeah,
it's kind of sound like that.
Yeah,
right.
But that's why I was like, so there's something a little bigger at play here.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope the revenge part gets like cleared up, and then they go into the what I'm assuming is like the actual main plot.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there.
I like her relationships that she's cultivating, like the people she cares about. Those relationships are, I feel like they're done very well. Yeah. Especially her grandfather. This man's goated. I really like the grandfather. Yeah. I'm like, this guy is like, this is the guy I want in my corner, bro. Yeah. Like he goes hard for you. So I hope she can do something about her grandfather. But yeah, honestly, it gave me good vibes. I started last night. I'm not gonna lie to you. I started reading I read like 10 chapters and like in the morning, Saturday morning. And then last night it was probably 11:30 p.m. and I'm like, let's bang this out. And I read like 30 chapters. Then I woke up this morning and I read like the last 10 chapters. Yeah. And I was like, this is good. Yeah. This got me.
I was able to read it pretty quickly.
Yeah. I don't think the chapters are super long, right?
Yeah, they're not that long.
Yeah. But it's pretty good. What do you give it so far?
It's probably like around 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say I say 7.5. I think it has a lot of. I'm giving that little extra 0.5 because I wasn't gonna agree with you, but I think I see a lot of potential there. You know, I feel like if the author really goes into it, I think he'll be able to do a lot. Yeah. So I'm giving him the benefit.
A lot of it. Here. If there's like a revenge story in the novel, you know, if it's done poorly, that's gonna hurt my rating.
It's gonna tank it. Yeah. I want to say one thing that I was scared about as a first time female lead is I was scared this lady was gonna go around getting like sexually assaulted all the time.
Oh, really?
I was scared of that, bro, honestly. Because it's such a big thing in Chinese novels.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And so, like, I was wondering how they're going to play that in this novel because it's a female lead. And I'm happy how they've done it so far. You know, how they've, like, her interactions with men, her interactions with other women. I like it. It seems like it's, like, they're making it very realistic almost for that time period. So, I've been enjoying that. I'm getting blown up. But yeah, so that was that was like my only fear of reading a female lead, because I don't know if I would not enjoy reading that. Yeah, like I don't enjoy reading that in male led novels either. When they do stuff like that, it's very icky. Yeah, I don't like it either. But if it was like my female lead, I would really hate it. Yeah, because then like now you're feeling it on a personal level. Because usually on the male lead, it's like
secondary or secondhand.
Yeah, because it's like you're reading his emotions, right? And his emotions are like conquering or whatever, this and that. But if you're reading like a female lead's emotions, it's like getting like getting like all the shame and everything that goes along with it. And I was just like, I think that would kill me. Yeah. I don't know if I could read that.
I don't think I can't.
So I really hope that never happens in this novel, but I feel like, to be realistic, I'm not saying it has to happen, but I'm saying like the scenarios are gonna pop up.
Yeah, I think so too.
So That's one thing I want to see how he handles. I guess he kind of already talked about it a bit, like literally chapter 50.
Yeah.
What she does kind of to like battle that. But it was a good 50 chapters. I enjoyed it. I honestly can't wait to read the next 50.
Me too.
To give you guys some updates on other novels we've recommended, Damn Reincarnation, I think as of right now has like an extra 25 chapters since we've read it.
Super slow.
Super slow, guys. It's been over a month now.
Yeah.
And so they're not even doing a chapter a day, seems like. So we're waiting until at least it hits like chapter 200. We haven't read it at all.
No.
Because we're just letting it time to like grow up. Destroy of Ice and Fire. I've been reading that more and more. Recently this week, I think I started reading a lot more on Thursday for some reason. I'm loving it more and more. Do you think we should do should we review it again once we complete it, or should we do like a halfway mark, like at 450?
I think when we complete it.
Complete it all the way? All right. Because from 200 to 700, that's 500 chapters, bro. Mm-hmm. Like that might be too much.
I don't know. I feel like we complete it. I think like we complete it and that's like a full. That's like the whole session.
The whole session?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember when we did 9-star, that was like almost a 2-hour podcast episode because we were hard.
Because that was 2,000 chapters.
3,000
chapters.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe that was too much.
Yeah, that was a lot.
Maybe next time we'll split it up in like 1,000 chapters or something.
3,000 chapters is a lot.
We skipped over a lot of stuff. Like honestly, a lot of probably the first 1,000 chapters of 9-star we like barely talked about.
Yeah,
because it's just like it's a lot. It's so much. But yeah, guys, that was episode 9.
Mm-hmm.
We're still doing this thing.
8.
You sure? I think it was 9.
Crap. Well, I said episode 8 at the beginning.
Nah, you definitely said episode 9, bro.
I said 8.
Guys, I'm going to the YouTube. Let's see. Light novel fiends.
I don't number them. I should number them.
Oh, you don't number them? I don't know now.
We'll count how many videos there are there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 episodes. But I know on here we're missing like the first 2, I think.
Wait. 6?
Yeah. But I know we're missing like the first 2 episodes when we were on BuzzFeed.
Oh.
That we never updated.
No, I think I'm. Okay. Well.
Because our very first video is Regress Demon Lord is Kind, and I know we talked about Keyword Immortal before that at least once.
Okay.
Not 100%, but I know that.
I thought I did put them up there. There shouldn't be 6 up there. So there should be 7. You sure you counted right?
Let's try again. Guys, we're worried. So the camera died on us last week. We're really trying to make sure we do not let this die. I counted wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I counted really off.
Bro, I was like 6. I was like, I know I didn't. So this is 9.
They tell you not to do math on camera, guys. They're right. I'm an engineer. Oh my god. All right, but this is episode 9.
Okay, I definitely messed up that. I'm pretty sure I said 8 at the beginning.
No, I swear you said 9.
Okay, well,
we'll double check later.
Yeah.
But episode 10, guys. This is hype. I'm happy.
What?
Next week.
Oh, I was like, what?
Next week we have episode 10. I'm happy we made it here, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
I didn't know how it was gonna go at the beginning when we first started, but I'm loving it, and I feel like I can see it keep going for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we got the video, guys, we're definitely gonna start working on advertising more to get more of you on here, so we can talk to more of you guys. Because that's what this is about. We just want to talk to you guys. We started this because we love talking about it, and we're like, hey,
have a conversation with everybody.
Yeah, let's have a conversation with everybody. I bet you other people want to like talk about it. We want to hear your input because, as you guys see, we make some realizations right on camera.
Yep.
So I talked to Biggest Gamer, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't get that idea. And some of you guys could put some comments on there that I might be like, whoa,
same thing. Yeah,
like never thought of that. You know, there's some things you guys know just as much as us or more. So we want to talk to you guys. Yep, but this is a great episode 9, guys. This is Adam on.
It's Biggest Gamer.
This is Light Novel Fiends. We'll see you next week, guys.
Yep.
Peace.
Peace.
Full video episode. First one. I'm happy about that.